Hello everyone, I'm NTom64 and welcome to Silent Hill, our Halloween commentary for 2023. Now if you've been following the channel for any length of time really, you'll know that I'm not really one for horror games, so this playthrough, the footage rather, was not recorded by me, it wasn't done by Flame or Spar or anyone in HFC really. It was our dear friend Charlie, who you may remember from the Resident Evil playthrough, and he is here with me to cover this PS1 classic. How you doing, mate?
Hey, TGB here. Happy to be back on HellfireComms. It's been a while, but I thought I'd bring you guys something spooky for the season. You know, any excuse to replay this game. It's one of my favorites, and you know, here I am. Why not? Another playthrough. Bring Tom along for the ride.
Oh.
Is he ready for it? That's the question.
I think no. I told Charlie I was pre-spooked, but maybe I wasn't pre-spooked enough.
I did there's an analysis of this game on my channel, but I made it back when I was a little saner, so it's only like 30 minutes long. I've made Silent Hill videos since that are like 2 hours long, so this is actually a great opportunity to expand my thoughts on this game and delve in beyond what anybody asked for or wanted, so I'm looking forward to it.
I noticed on your channel you have analysis videos for 1, 2, and 3, so obviously I don't need to ask, like, are you a fan? Or anything pedantic like that. As for me, I sadly haven't played any of the Silent Hill games, but I have watched the Silent Hill movie.
Really? Well, I haven't done that, so you're actually beating me on the, in terms of thoroughness there.
Hang on, Silent Hill movie, IMDb. 6.5 out of 10. Okay, that settles that.
Okay. This opening is quite interesting. We're seeing Harry and his daughter go into town, but we're also flashing forwards to other scenes that like have happened in the past or will happen in the game. Honestly, it's something that you probably would not understand like the whole context of until you've beaten the game.
Well, you know, we were discussing Kingdom Hearts before we started recording, so whoa.
I'm just here. My main role here is to reassure you that if you're confused, it's fine. You're meant to be, and I'll just keep saying that, you know, to put everyone at ease as we go through the game.
Why is continue in quotation marks?
Because I think well, if I were to give a serious answer, maybe it's because like there's Silent Hill has a lot of literary influence, and maybe they're going for like a sort of typed out, written quote sort of aesthetic.
Okay, Alan Wake before Alan Wake was a thing.
Absolutely. In fact, a lot of the street names in this game are named after famous horror authors, and of course there's like massive Stephen King inspiration in this game, and some Twin Peaks as well for good measure. Yeah, so Harry's crashed his car into Silent Hill. His daughter is missing. You know, I think something that is great about Silent Hill 1, and I think why games that even though they're so esoteric like this one do catch on, is like always good to have like a simple premise, I think, up front that anyone can get into. Okay, so daddy's looking for his daughter. It's far more complex than that, but I think that's a good way to get people hooked into these sort of things.
Feels fairly mundane right now. There's no hint of anything darker lurking beneath the surface.
Well, he did nearly crash into a ghost girl, but isn't like, you know, that isn't like super horror yet, is it?
Well, he could have been drunk. We don't know.
He could have. It could have been. Well, you know, Americans, right? They drive like 6 or 8 hours just on a whim, so he might be getting tired.
True. Also, this could be Britain for all we know.
Well, he was driving on the American side of the road, so I got to keep up, Tom, on this one.
Something Austin Powers quote. It's fine, don't worry about it. Just follow Cheryl.
Is that Cheryl?
Is that Cheryl?
My God.
So I think everyone, even if you haven't played Silent Hill, are aware of the
Where are you going?
the technical way they managed to hide the draw distance, right, in this game. That's like what this game's pretty famous for. It's like PS1, terrible draw distance. Let's cover the game in fog. We're sorted, and we don't have to deal with the usual pop-in that PS1 games, you know, usually suffer from.
It's so inspired, though. Like, for a horror game, you don't really want to know what's going on 100% of the time, because fear of the unknown is part of what makes horror so appealing.
And I think it's also really cool because it lets the game have these open spaces that still feel claustrophobic in like in an authentic way, which is hard to do. Don't like what I'm seeing there. This camera here, this shot here, the way the camera moves there, or we're on a new level here.
It's tickling my brain pickle, so it is.
Yeah, Silent Hill 1, unlike the Resident Evils of the PS1 game, uses fully 3D graphics, which means the player can control the camera. It means the camera can move around with the protagonist. Performance does take a hit because of that, but it is certainly cool to see and impressive for the PS1.
Well, there's nothing scarier than the power region, so I think we're going to be fine.
True. You'll be happy to hear that this is a US NTSC version of the game.
God bless.
I do believe the PAL version of Silent Hill 1 was very well optimized for PAL consoles, but I think here we're going to get, those slight extra frames, as well as...
What's going on here?
Oh boy.
It's not looking good.
The techno music setting in.
Oh! And that's it. He never found his daughter.
What a shame.
No, what I was going to say was there are actually content differences between the PAL and NTSC releases. The PAL version was actually, I guess you could say, censored, and we'll get into that later. So you're getting the uncut Silent Hill experience here.
Okay.
On HellfireComms.
Nice. Now, this is a character I remember from the movie. She doesn't really have a happy ending.
Cybil Bennett. Yes, she is the policewoman who follows Harry into town here.
Oh, like I've been run over by a truck. But I'm alright, I guess.
Really good quality voice acting as well.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, I'd say for the time, definitely. Now, I believe... I should have really looked this up before we started. I believe Harry Mason's voice actor is the same guy who did Dracula in Symphony of the Night, the infamous Symphony of the Night PS1 dub.
What is a man?
That guy. I believe it's him.
I can look this up. I have Google.
I don't know what happened.
The only thing I don't like about...
I'd like to find
and
out.
I can't tell if it's like an artistic decision or an issue with the hardware. I feel like there's a huge gap between every line in Silent Hill 1. Like I feel like it almost sounds like the game is loading in the line, and it makes some of the exposition scenes later on drag out a bit. But yeah, I do like a lot of the voice acting in this game, especially from some of the characters we're going to meet later.
Blood.
Where is everybody?
Yes, you were correct, actually. He was Count Vlad Dracula in Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Something bizarre.
Though if you play the latest PS4 version of the game, they actually swapped it out for a different dub used in the PSP version. So
Yeah, that's a shame.
yeah,
your
people do have a fondness for the original Symphony of the Night dub
Mason.
and how cheesy it is. I guess he was really on the Konami beat, that guy, back in the day, like he was...
I mean, we've got Time Crisis, we've got House of the Dead, Tobal number 2.
Phones are all dead, and the radio
Damn,
too.
this guy was the
The
guy on PS1.
His nickname was Mick.
Okay, well, I'm getting TMI on this guy now.
Too much, that's all I need to know.
Hold it. Where do you think you're going?
I'm going to play a bit of pinball, do you mind?
I've got to find her.
No way.
You can't go out there. Another cockney could attack you.
In that case,
I think Cybil got some kind of distress signal to come here, and then she arrived and like the whole place is deserted.
I can't just leave her out there by herself.
Or they lost contact, one or the other. Anyway,
Have you got a gun?
someone's not right in Silent Hill, and Cybil came, and now things are definitely not all right now that she's here.
Take this, and hope you don't have to use it.
I feel like cops usually don't hand over their guns to civilians they've met 2
Yeah.
minutes ago, but It's a weird day, so we'll let her off on that.
And don't
Weird
do
is an
it unless you
understatement,
have
I
to.
think.
And don't go blasting me by mistake.
Well, you know, you are handing a civilian a gun. I don't have any formal gun training.
Yeah, thanks.
Blab.
Yeah, and you'll be able to see that he doesn't when I start
It's
shooting
best to
enemies.
stay nearby.
When I start
I'll be
blasting.
back with help as quick as I can.
Alright, catch you later. We're back in control.
Hell yeah, it's pinball time.
I think I do examine the pinball in a minute. Oh, I should bring up that one of the issues with Silent Hill 1 is that... Oh, uh-oh. Did you see that?
I did not.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, this is some cool context for the saving in this game. Harry says that, like, he's going to leave behind what happened in case anyone else needs to know.
Oh, so you contextualize and save it. That's cool.
Yeah, and in fact, in Silent Hill 3, you come across some of what he wrote on the save memos, which is really cool.
Yeah, San Andreas is a similar thing, where you walk into a giant floppy disk.
Yeah, very well contextualized, very in-universe.
What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
Why isn't it playing the top 20 tunes?
The better the pop songs, the higher the charts, the closer you can tell the enemies are.
Oh boy, oh Jesus!
Now, what is my strategy here? My strategy, I think, is to equip the gun, but accidentally pause the game instead of opening the inventory. Classic.
Mind games.
Yeah, what I was going to say earlier was, unfortunately, Silent Hill 1 is a PS1 game that switches resolution between menu and gameplay. So the gameplay is 240p, and the menus are 480i. The map is 480i, the menu's 480i.
Right.
So unfortunately, when playing on modern devices and recording on recording for LCDs, the modern monitors kind of have trouble keeping up with that switch, which old CRT monitors didn't. So if you see like a split-second delay between the map and the gameplay, that's basically what's happening there. And
Right.
Recording off original hardware, there's not really any way to get around that. But yeah, just letting everyone know, in case it seems like when it cuts back to gameplay, it cuts back a little later than you'd think it would.
I feel like you could have played that off as just Silent Hill causing...
Causing mayhem, yes.
It's like a little psychological thing from Eternal Darkness or whatever.
Yeah, the game's glitching out.
One of Ansem's deadly tricks. Gerald, blam blam, follow the sound of gunshots.
This is, like most classic survival horror games, a moment where if you know where to go, you can skip quite a bit of content. If you know, but I'm going to show you the intended way where, you know, you're directed to go. So Harry here says, I should go back to the alleyway where I passed out and everything went wrong.
Right, right. If you run into the bat, you've gone too far.
I think here I instantly get turned around immediately, just completely lost, completely at the mercy of the crazy spooky town of Silent Hill.
Just like any American in Britain, really.
That's the one good thing about being in an American town, right? All these streets are just straight ass squares, rectangles, you know, no higgledy-piggledy stuff like over here.
Jesus, go away, I'm not your mum.
Early on here, I try to go for the running away to preserve resources strategy, but there'll be points where I go, I'm sick of this shit, you're gonna die.
Oh, it's Resident Evil 4 time, baby! Still not played the remake, really want to, though.
Right, yeah. Well, let's not get into all that.
Now's not the time. Just like with Professor Oak and the bicycle, Ash, not now.
As a game critic online, I feel like such an obligation to give some comprehensive analysis of everything that comes up. To maintain the brand. One game at a time.
HFC's brand has been in the shitter for a decade, mate. You don't gotta worry.
Oh, I can let loose here, huh? Okay.
Finally, I can go all out.
Yeah, I can just say whatever. This is you're finally going to get my unfiltered, unbranded opinions here.
Photoshop of Charlie with his thumb against his chest and Vegeta here. Okay, so this way.
Yeah, when I open the map, it's usually me double checking that I haven't like totally paused up. So, ooh, some juicy ammo with beautiful low poly models there.
Isn't the
She's at the school.
She's at the school.
Kind of weird for a child to be at a school, but I'll follow this esoteric note.
Yes, the map in Silent Hill is very cool, how it updates you on like everything you discovered.
My dad on another crazy bender.
I think one thing you'll notice about Silent Hill with the way the map updates on its own and how there is no limited inventory, you can carry as much as you want, is, you know, here they were focused more on kind of the story and the experience than sort of like the hardcore mechanical nature of Resident Evil, right? Or Resident Evil is very tough. It's very survival focused. Here it's more like they kind of want you to get through the game.
Right.
And sort of experience it. It's a little less hardcore.
So, not as much like mixing herbs and all that.
No, it's not something you have to worry about. And in fact, Harry, he can strafe, he can move and shoot, he can walk backwards. Well, obviously, I'm not making good use of those mechanics in this particular moment, but
now, does this pipe break?
No.
Okay.
Again, not the sort of mechanics Silent Hill wants you to have to worry about. Though I believe Origins did end up going that direction. So.
Okay. Actually, that's a good point. How many Silent Hill games have you played? I know you've done 1 to 3, but what about others like Downpour?
I've beaten most of them. I haven't done Book of Memories. So, I mean... but I'm pretty well versed on most of it. As you may know, there is quite a divide in the Silent Hill fan base between the people who, sort of only consider the original 4, like made by the original studio at Konami, to be like the and that is, I would say personally, backed up somewhat by the quality dip that came afterwards.
Yes!
I couldn't let the HellfireComms official Silent Hill playthrough go without the iconic meme.
Oh, brilliant. But, yeah, I get what you mean about the quality. It's kind of like Spyro, in a way, with
yeah, it's similar,
the Insomniac trilogy, and then you have the 4th game, sadly not up to snuff.
But even then, there are people who draw the line at different places, right? Because talent, even in the original studio, moved around. Like, Silent Hill 4 is very different, right, to the first 3 games. Everyone's kind of got their own sort of, point of no return when it comes to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And, even 2 and 3, kind of, they change a lot from this game. So it's, everyone's got their preference. How diplomatic of me.
I gotta say, he runs like a dad.
He does. His animations are really cool. I love how in this game, if you run into a door, or into a wall, he'll put his hands up. And, if you press enter on the door, it kind of looks like he's pushing the door open with both hands, which is, like, really cool.
Nice. Donk.
Something that I really like about Silent Hill is the juxtaposition of, like, that intense kind of radio static, the soundtrack that is a lot of, like, washing machines clanging about, and then you enter a room, just dead silence.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Very vibey. Very good.
The use of music is something that the horror genre excels in, I feel. It likens itself to a heartbeat a lot of the time.
Yeah. And in fact, when you run into a room, if Harry's been running a lot before getting in, you can hear him panting when he's in safety and when he's, stopped. Yeah.
So it's not just music, it's sound design as well.
No, it's not just you at home, Tom, who's like really, getting immersed here and is, getting tense. It's coming out of the headphones. So.
It's like I'm in a real kitchen right now.
God, Americans do keep a lot of health drinks around.
They sure do.
Crazy. It's crazy over there. Right, so that map we just saw is a hint as to the 3 keys we need to get in to that door, and on the other side of that door is the school, so we need to go back out here to find them. Oh, check out this animation. This is like a rare animation of Harry. Whoa!
Boy, I hope no one was watching that.
But again, like, you might beat the entire game without ever seeing that, so it's like those little details are really cool.
Dum-de-dum. I thought that was Cheryl for a minute, but no. Fire hydrant.
No, it's not, we haven't beaten the game this quickly, as good as I am at it.
Well, I don't know. There could have been a secret ending where Harry hallucinates that his daughter is a fire hydrant and he takes the fire hydrant home with him.
Well, Silent Hill, they do have some crazy endings that aren't too far removed from what you just described, so...
Yeah.
Just to let everyone know, we will be going for the best ending in this run, so...
I should hope so.
Alright, here I am, trying to remember where I'm going. Obviously, indecisive here.
Very good qualities for a father to have when trying to find his missing daughter.
I just wanted to see what was down there. Even when I replay this game, I'm like...
Maybe something new will be down there.
Maybe something new will be down there. I swear, even doing this playthrough, I discovered some health drinks or something that I had never found before.
Well, I'm just going back to Kingdom Hearts 1. There's a lot of stuff in there that people even today aren't aware of. Like, did you know there are NPCs in Agrabah that only appear for like a set period of time after you beat the boss?
Yeah, no, I do. In fact, when I did I have a KH analysis as well on my channel. I made sure to include footage of them in my video just to flex on the gamers a little bit, of those Agrabah guys. I think when I posted that video, I saw you tweet out a screenshot of the video, and it was like one of the Tarzan tracks, like when you're riding the vine, and your tweet was like, "I've never seen this part of the game in my life."
I remember that. Yeah, Jesus, you blew my mind, dude.
Yeah, so yeah, KH1 is definitely one of those games too, where there's just like loads of weird stuff in there. And I wonder if it's because... I mean, I don't want to just be like grumpy old man, games aren't as detailed anymore. I mean, that might certainly be a part of it. But maybe just like because these games came out when there weren't 1,000 Let's Plays of every game immediately after the game was released, maybe just like the older games are underdocumented and that's why there's more secrets in them.
It's possible, for sure.
You might be thinking the menu there, the inventory is a little sparse. It's interesting. The director of this game, Keiichiro Toyama, who also directed the Gravity Rush games.
Oh, okay.
He did some interviews recently, and apparently the menu was just unfinished. That's why it's like a void. And it's really funny because he wasn't involved in the sequels. But those games also have the same void menu, and it's funny to think that they just kind of stuck with it after the first game. Maybe the people working on the sequels didn't know it wasn't meant to look like that, but here we are.
It's so aesthetic and horror-esque. We gotta keep it.
Exactly. I can imagine there's people out there who's like, I love the menu. It's so spooky how like there's just a dark void.
Key of Scarecrow. And another health drink.
And another health drink. Wow. Infrastructure's gotten really bad in America. Just look at this place.
It's not great.
The potholes. Can't believe this. And though the size of the road is impressive, like just how wide this thing is, I will give them that.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of roads here to say there's no cars.
Well, everyone's got a garage in America, right? They park them in there. They don't even use their handbrake, it's so flat.
I'm trying to keep all what you pointed out, but nothing's coming to me. I'm not that cultured.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm still second-guessing myself on where to go.
You must believe in past Charlie. He knows the way.
Yeah, he did get to the end of this.
I just thought of like a modern horror film. Something like Memento, even though I don't think Memento is a horror film, where a dude loses his memory, but instead of like writing notes for himself, it's like Let's Play clips.
Yes, I was going to say how spooky it would be if just like my character started doing something I don't remember doing when I recorded. He turns to me and he starts talking at me.
He turns directly to the camera and says, "Charlie, you," sitting there and then he completely doxes you.
So we've got Key of Scarecrow, Key of Woodman, one more key to get.
Uh-huh.
Can you guess what the third one might be? Key of Scarecrow, Key of Woodman?
Key of Dorothy.
Almost.
Nah, it's gotta be Key of Lion.
It is Key of Lion, well done.
Yay.
But I wonder why. Why could this be?
Jesus, Silent Hill.
It's scary stuff out here.
The bat flying by just to accentuate the horror.
Like a crow after saying something ominous.
It's me again.
Key of Lion. You're really on the ball, Tom.
You know. Mama didn't raise no fool. Ah, fuck. Run, Harry.
That is largely my strategy.
I don't know why I said anything. He's not going to run any faster, even if I didn't.
I do like how his running animation does look like, you know, he's he's not a professional athlete, is he?
Look, he can barely do the school run without needing a nap afterwards.
Apparently Harry is supposed to be a writer, I believe, is his profession.
Well, that just seals the deal, doesn't it? Alright, folks, we are going to end the first part here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time for more of Silent Hill.